going into COTA. And you all know that COTA is a star-studded event. Mark those words. Mark those words. I've been a little bit busy this week. A lot of things going on. Good afternoon. Good. Mary, how are you doing? I got some announcements to make, and we'll make those as soon as a little bit more people get in here. Some of those announcements, I want plenty of people to know. And definitely because there might be some opportunity for some things. There have been a lot of things going on just this week and last week. So I've been really, really busy. Up late last night to the early morning, back early this morning to get some things straight. But I want to go into and talk about Mario Andretti out here doing his thing. I mean, Mario out here balling. What's up, Racer X210? Definitely, I see that 210. Big shout out. Definitely the announcements might impact you. You already know what the business is. Good morning, Chris 10. What's happening? Ain't seen you in a minute. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? How are you? So let's talk about this. Matter of fact, I don't want to forget about the announcement, so I'll purposely make like a star or something here that'll kind of remind me that I'm supposed to do something. All right, what's going on Condu? So let's get into this. Mario Andretti, y'all. The man out here balling. The man is out here balling. Man is out here doing things. He's out here at Laguna Seca putting in work at the Formula One, in the Formula One car, McLaren car on top of that, at the Laguna Seca. Yo, do you know how old Mario Andretti is? Do you know how old Mario is? Mario is like 82, 81, 82 years old. The man is literally still in peak or fit condition to drive a Formula One car. To me, outside of just like anything else, that's outstanding. Good morning, Galacticus. What's going on? That is outstanding. I hope, I wish, I pray that when I reach 80 plus years old, I will have the physical ability and health and awareness to be able to do something like this. Like, I know I probably won't drive a Formula One car, but to be able to function in life like this is a very awesome and beautiful thing. So shout out to Mario Andretti. And this just had me wondering, like, what is really going on? Why has the clamor died down, the talk died down? What's going on, Sean? What's going on, Patrick? I see the fam popping up in here tall, though. The fam is popping up in here tall. What's going on, DP Auto? Welcome to the family, man. Welcome to the family. I love it. I love it. Welcome to the family. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Big shout out to you. So, yeah, Mario is doing his thing. So, in a Formula One car, but not in Formula One. And that is what I am starting to wonder. Why is this not still being more talked about? Is there something going on behind the scenes that will lead to us being able to see Mario Andretti enter Formula One, either as a new entrant or with a team? So let's talk about this, though. Mario Andretti is a F1 champion. Like, let's not get it confused. He's a Formula One champion, I believe 1978. All right, his last GP, oddly enough, was Vegas, which is going to be a new GP that's going to be on the calendar coming up next season. All right, we're going to be in Vegas 2023. I know there's a lot of things going on about Vegas, and some of the things that are going on people are not liking, including people like me, right? They're talking about buying up a boatload of tickets and then packaging them in high rate priced packages that, I mean, are astounding. We're talking about like $10,000, $20,000 live from, hey, D-Town. That's what I'm talking about. D-Town, Texas, baby. And that's what I'm about to say. COTA is coming to Texas. Got announcements for that. So McLaren, the car he's in, I think is a 2013 McLaren. That season, McLaren came in fifth. The two drivers, Sergio Perez, Jenson Button, Perez 11, Jenson Button 9. Although 9, Jenson Button is a one-time champion. All right, one-time champion. Many, we have a few of those sprinkled throughout. Max was one. Then currently this season he picks up his second. Although debatable, that a lot of the world and the Formula One culture looks at it as one. Nobody's really counting 2021, but he's still a champion. Jenson Button is no more. Actually, Jenson Button is actually involved in XE, which we're going to talk about that as well. But in a McLaren car that is with a team, McLaren, I think it is something to be paid attention to with McLaren. And this is on topic, but off topic. McLaren is doing some pretty awesome things. I don't know if you all know, but you're going to know, and there's going to be some things coming up. But McLaren is doing some pretty extensive things as far as their racing team and groups go, right? McLaren is in Formula One. They're in XE. They've entered IndyCar, which is an American brand. Like if somebody compares, say, the Formula One of America, I don't. Formula One is Formula One. Indy's Indy, but Indy is highly competitive, and I do like it. I need to watch more of it. And also esports, okay? So Galacticus, what's going on, fam? Patrick Edwards, what's going on? Dave, what's going on? So it would be cool to say that is McLaren making a valid move on the U.S. market as the U.S. market and Formula One fan base grows? Is McLaren ahead of all other teams? And now we have Mario Andretti driving a McLaren. I think what's the MP4 or something like MP4. He's driving a McLaren? All right. Now I'm going to say this. McLaren has also had a star-studded cast. Like seeing Mario in that car. Like think about all the names that have driven a McLaren. I mean, you got Hunt, you got Lauda, you got Prost, you got Senna, you got Häkkinen, you got Lewis Hamilton. All right, now I think those are some of their championship winning drivers. You have other drivers that have driven there as well, but I don't think they won a championship while with McLaren. But McLaren has a pretty nice roster of championship drivers and pairings, okay? Although there's some, disagreements in there, or some debacles in there with some of the drivers. But I'm going to ask you a question in the chat. I'm going to ask this question. And it's a valid question. Some of you might not care, but I would like to know, do you think McLaren will become Senna? Do you think McLaren will become a U.S. love team? Oh, I didn't forget Senna, Blue Diva. I said Senna. I'm pretty sure I said Senna. Prost and Senna. We're not going to forget Senna. And if I did miss over that, forgive me. We're not going to forget Senna. Not at all. We're not going to forget that. As a matter of fact, talking about some of the things we're talking about, we could talk about how the whole situation with Prost and Senna, Senna, I think he was unfairly treated and penalized in that season. I think that was definitely one of the marks or the stains we could put on the Formula One, where it said not only is that bias, not only is that favoritism, but that was just outright dirty what they did to Senna in the situation between him and Prost. I've looked at the video. I've seen the races. Prost definitely opened up. Like Prost is definitely at fault for that incident. I mean, there could be some situation, but Prost definitely, he did some things that I don't agree with, right? But it's one of those historical things that happen and you don't forget. We're not going to forget about old James Hunt. No, we're not forgetting about that. We're not forgetting about none of them. Lauda, Hunt, we're not forgetting about any of them. You know what I'm saying? Like the Prost approach, none of that. No, what's good morning? Good morning, dear. Good morning, Maria. Good morning. How y'all doing? So McLaren has been involved in doing some pretty good things, reaching out. But even if McLaren is the U.S. love team, is it because Formula One has denied us, or in the entire culture, to have a clear representation of Formula One or race-inspired team throughout the world by denying Andretti entrance into Formula One? All right, now I thought Haas would be that team to represent America, but they're not. Like, and it's funny because Haas is a derivative of the NASCAR American-driven sport to Formula One. So it's not like it's going in reverse. It's not like Formula One got into NASCAR. It's really more like NASCAR, Stewart Haas, the Haas family got into Formula One. Okay, so we're looking for that real Formula One base, and Haas is not it. They've done a horrible job as far as market relations go, as far as really establishing themselves with America. Like when you think about Haas, like you don't even think American, like you think Russian, right? The whole Uralkali, Mazepin, you got Schumacher, Germany, like you don't think American. And I think that is a very epic fail on behalf of the Haas team, the Haas executives, the Haas brand, period. They are legitimately, like, I could go 4 hours and probably be at the Haas factory if they're there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a good idea, although they got their offices and they share with Ferrari and all that stuff. But it's supposed to be based out of America, and it's not, and it doesn't give us that feel. It doesn't have the American feel. Unfortunately, the red, white, and blue colors didn't even represent the American flag. I really think that was more like Uralkali and Russia, the whole situation right there. It wasn't American. Haas is not felt as American. I felt when I heard the news about Andretti submitting to enter Formula One that we were finally going to get a Formula One brand that we could really represent and wear those colors to represent America or the US in Formula One. And I was for that. But evidently Formula One is not for that. And for several reasons I've heard things like competitive. I've heard things like money, and money is a big thing, right? Because if indeed Andretti is allowed to enter, there is some money that needs to be paid. But let's also talk about, as we got Christian Horner up here on the hot board making a statement that definitely didn't age well. Christian was pretty sure that all major teams would go over the cap. That is not true. As of right now, no speculation. It is a finding that Christian Horner and Red Bull are over the cap. Meanwhile, 7 other teams are safe. 2 other teams, including Williams and Aston, are in procedural breach. Red Bull right now is the only team still on the table that is a minor spending over breach, which we went into that whole situation. Minor, major breach. It should just be breach, period. So this will bring me to Red Bull and the whole deal with Porsche, right? Porsche was also supposed to be entering. Audi was there. Porsche, you want to say Porsche, I say Porsche, whatever. I know it's Porsche. But Audi comes in. We see that they're going to pretty much, I believe they're taking up the Sauber chassis. We saw their car, well, at least the car that they, hyped up to us. But Audi seems like it's a deadlock, okay? Porsche was supposed to be coming in with this partnership with Red Bull, and I think pretty much Red Bull got scared. What's up, France? What's going on, fam? I love seeing a family here. I think France got scared. I think entirely they got scared of the fact that Porsche would probably come in. And Porsche is indeed, they're not bending the knee to Red Bull. There's no way that's happening. We're not bending the knee to Red Bull. We're not saying that, yeah, Red Bull, we're going to partner up with you, and that we partner up with you, we're going to allow you pretty much to call the shots. It's not happening. Red Bull, you're an energy drink. Porsche is a truly driven sports-derived manufacturer of mini sports cars and sports. I mean, the sportsmanship racing is through the veins of Porsche, period. You've seen the GT3, you've seen the GT4s. They're not coming into Red Bull and think that Red Bull is going to be giving them the orders. Not to mention 50% of Red Bull Technologies is no small fraction ownership of anything. We're not talking about 4%, 10, 50%. That means Porsche is coming in saying that we have a good amount of stake to make calls and decisions when it comes to what we're going to do and our name on that car. I mean, they even went as far as to file trademark for finally, and finally has not come. No, you might make a good point, right? You might make a good point there. They may have dodged a bullet. Did they dodge a bullet intentionally or accidentally? Did Porsche get in there and maybe kind of push the issue a little bit hard, saying that, there's a lot of things going on in Red Bull, or maybe that's what might have broke the deal. Maybe it wasn't even about intellectual property. Definitely Porsche's not sharing their intellectual property with Red Bull for anything. You're only where you are. You're partly where you are. Let me correct myself. Due to the credit of your engineering department headed by Adrian Newey and the Honda power unit. That is why you are where you are. So Porsche's not going to come in and say, hey, we bend the knee. No, you crazy? What motor have you produced? What power unit have you produced that says anything about winning? Red Bull Powertrains is doing crap. So since that deal is staled, are there things going on in the back of the curtain where there's a possibility for Andretti to enter with Porsche? I wonder that, because it was already said Andretti entering as a new entrant, right? What is he going to have to do? He's going to have to pay the dilution fee, right? And that's like $200 million, basically separated between 10 teams. They get $20 million each. And that's kind of like paying your entrance into the boys club, right? You're paying your entrance into the boys club. You're saying that, hey, I know that I'm coming in, and initially there's going to be a smaller percentage of this pie that hasn't increased yet. But with me coming in, there's a potential of the pie increasing. Even if your percentage doesn't change, if the pie gets bigger, so does your money that comes with that same percentage you had before I came in. And that is something I think they're ignoring. And maybe not ignoring. Maybe they say, hey, we got numbers, we have analytics, we have studies that show if this team enters, the percentage of us increasing the size of this pie is said percent, and it's not enough to really make it that they don't need to pay a dilution fee. I don't know. I tend to think different. Like, you're getting an entire U.S. market in with a team on top of loving Formula One due to the DTS product. I don't think that's the case. Haas has not done it for you. Andretti, I believe, especially teamed up with Porsche, could do it for you. Galacticus, Red Bull Racing had procedural and cost breach from the sky. Hey, Galacticus said, listen, I'm going to tell y'all what I know, and this is coming from this source. Galacticus, big ups. And matter of fact, while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and make one of my announcements. I'm still waiting on the email to make the other one. Grandmaster X says, this is a pivotal time for F1 as a whole. Major eyes looking to see outcome of this cost cap situation, even Andretti and future teams. Hey, Grandmaster X, let me tell you something. When he come with some shit, my bro be having notes. My bro be having notes about his questions. His stuff be lined up. It be on site. Red dot is on target, and he hits every time. Big shout out, Grandmaster. So this is the thing. Texas GP is this week. Matter of fact, let me put myself in big screen when I say this, because I want y'all to understand me when I say this. Texas GP is this week, all right? Your boy, Jay from Wolfpack Performance, will be in Texas for COTA. I will be in Texas for COTA. I will be around having some other obligations while I am there, doing some work while I am there, as far as not only networking, but I will have some obligations where I will be in certain places doing things with certain groups, which I'm not completely able to talk about that just yet, and still waiting on some of the developments. There already has been something that has taken place that you all can look forward to this week that we're hoping will launch or come out, and especially for the platform. So damn sure straight, I'm going to be in Texas for COTA. I'm going to be around. I'm going to do live from there. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to go live for Quality Kickback. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. We're trying to strategize that yet. Now I am trying to put together a little package of equipment I could take with me so that we could do live totally different. Like we might be doing live, like literally from the GP. Of course, it depends on signal, reception, all this other stuff. Can I literally do it without being too interrupted? That's what we got going on. You know what I'm saying? A-Town, we're going to be in there. I will be there. So if you're around, I'm also going to post, let people know where I am at certain times for certain functions. Meet and greet. If you come on out and you catch me there, definitely pull up. We could do that. Blue Diva, I may have been spamming the petition link on F1 channel's comments, just saying. Blue Diva, I ain't mad at you. Keep it going. Blue Diva, straight salute on that. Keep it up. So yeah, Wolfpack will be in Texas. I will touch down this week. Bernie saying that Red Bull Racing are in big trouble. How would he know? Is he just spewing rubbish as usual? Man, no. It's hard to tell with that cat. Like, actually, ask Mary. She might know his character more than we do. It's hard to tell with him. And that's straight. Like, for real. But yeah, so we're gonna be doing that. I'm gonna go out. I gotta go get some shoes today, some different shoes to wear with the shirts. I'm gonna be wearing the pink, the purple variations of the Performance Talk shirt. So you see me there, this hat, the other hat. I'm thinking about bringing a few keychains and a few of the blue Wolfpack bags, just in case I see some people that actually might want one. If you see me out there and you call me out or whatever the case is, definitely one of those bags, boom, boom, or one of the keychains, just trying to show a little love to the location where I am on top of what I'm already doing, okay? So, Dave, they don't want to dilute the profit pie yet. Once franchise still has two teams, that is just, subservient to Red Bull Racing that has no ambition for champs. Dave speaking some facts. Dave, hit them facts. So let's get into that too. Let's get into that real quick. So we're talking about if they don't do that, then they don't come in like Audi, like Porsche and Andretti coming in together solves the problem with the money situation they were talking about, right? It solves that problem. Because that was one of the things that we're talking about. Like, if Andretti wants to come in, Formula One was really trying to say, hey, we need you to go ahead and come in and purchase one of the already existing chassis on the grid. So, or either you come in with Porsche, who can substantially sway the decision of Formula One because they're a big manufacturer and they already were entertaining the idea of Porsche entering into a partnership with Red Bull Racing. So then why not Andretti? If you tell me that Formula One, then if Andretti and Porsche come as a package and Formula One still deny that because Andretti's attached to it, that's a problem for me. That's a big problem for me. You're talking about Porsche, who is race inspired and done many things in other motorsports, teaming up with a Formula One champion, somebody's family name who's involved in many other areas of motorsports, and that package together is not good enough for you to give it the yay? That's a problem. I'm not digging that. Not one bit. I'm not digging that. That's not a good deal. That's not even a good look if Formula One denies that. Now, is that going to happen? I don't know. But if it doesn't happen, what's the other way? So the other way is if you don't enter new with Porsche, then you're purchasing or you're coming in with a chassis that already exists. So what are some of the potential chassis that Andretti could come in and might get? Well, let's just start American-based with Dorilton Capital owning Williams Racing right now. It's an American-owned financial company. Basically, that's what they do, right? They want to make money off things. They purchased Williams Racing and saved it along with their employees. Now, I still debate and wonder who is actually behind the purchasing of Williams Racing via Dorilton Capital. Like, I'm not believing that Dorilton just came out of nowhere and said, hey, you know what? We want to buy a Formula One team and just keep it. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. I truly, honestly believe, in my opinion, that there is another party active using Dorilton Capital as a shield or a cloak, and I don't really know who that person is. It's been speculated it could be Bernie Ecclestone with some partners. It could be this Asian philanthropist owner or billionaire that may have wanted in and kind of like Williams and wanted to. There's been speculation all throughout, but there's no concrete evidence of who. Right. And if there is no concrete evidence of who, maybe it is just what it is. Dorilton Capital saw an opportunity to purchase a Formula One team, financially felt that maybe in the future they could make money off of it, looking at the landscape of Formula One being increased in America. And maybe they felt like that's our opportunity to possibly own and sell a team to somebody that we want in America. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the game plan. I don't know. But if that is the game plan, then Mario Andretti, could he buy Williams Racing from Dorilton? Could he? That could be also a possibility depending on what he does. Maybe. And the only other way is the other teams that are already on the grid as well. We got Haas and we got AlphaTauri. Is it possible that Formula One may step in, which I highly doubt given the Red Bull favoritism that we've seen? I'm only talking about favoritism and calls we've seen in factual time, in real time. All right. Will Formula One say that, you know what, at this point in time, we really need to acknowledge the fact that we have a team that has literally 2 teams and 4 cars on the grid, and that's not fair. Nobody's really buying that. Nobody's going for that, right? Nobody's really dealing with that. Nobody's going to even believe that, right? So if that does happen, I'd be surprised. So if that does happen, if AlphaTauri is definitely said by Formula One, you're going to have to split ties completely. And then maybe Andretti can acquire that through a couple of financial ventures. Or can he indeed say, you know what, I'm going to turn the American Formula One team on the grid to an American Formula One team with at least one American driver and really be U.S. inspired so that the country of U.S. can actually get behind and support a Formula One team that is from their homeland, maybe. And that would be Haas. Does Stewart and Haas want to do that? Would they partner up with Andretti and say, hey, I want the team. What can we do? Those are the only ways I see for Andretti to come into the sport. That's the only thing I see for Andretti to come into the sport. All right. And big shout out to the Wolfpack fan. We had our meeting. We decided what was going to go on further, letting everybody else know, yes, the Joshua funding right now has stopped, not by our decision, by other decisions, but also great and good decisions on behalf of the Bigambi family. We're happy for them. I definitely believe the energy from the Wolfpack family out there spawned up a groundswell, and it has paid off and Joshua's work has paid off for itself. Championship this year, hoping another championship next season. As far as our ties to the Bigambi family will not be over. I will still be helping them with marketing and social media and all that other stuff. But because they have an opportunity on the table, we can no longer do the funding going forward to the end of the season for them. We're looking to do other things at the end of the season, and as we did earlier, the part of the season next season. So just another announcement on that. So now let's get to this. I've heard several people say several things in my comment section about Andretti. Andretti is not he's not qualified. Okay, well, if he's not qualified, let's look at some of the things that the Andretti family name is involved in. They're involved in XC. All right, that XC sport is new, but it's awesome. McLaren is also involved in there. All right. Jensen Button, Rosenberg is involved in there. It's a good sport. They go around, race without a trace, bringing highlights to different countries and areas that need assistance, and race while they're there. It's fully electric, and I've watched it. It is very interesting. They're involved in Formula E. I know a lot of us don't like Formula E because of the disconnect between pure performance and engine sound and just that, but there's an interesting concept there. IMSA, they're involved in that, which XC, they have a win in. Formula E, they have at least total 3 wins in between their drivers. IMSA, 0 wins, several drivers, no real wins there. Indy, 17 wins. Indy Light, 6 wins, and Supercar, 24 wins between their drivers. And do not forget that one of the top drivers there in their team is Colton Herta, that's intermingled with the Andretti family. Colton Herta. And now look at this. Now, this could be a comparison, right? We have Colton Herta, who we already had news like flash up about him potentially coming into Formula One with a little swig of the super license. And then we have Grosjean going to IndyCar and no wins yet. So there are some things that could be debated there about Formula One drivers, IndyCar drivers. How would we see them cross? Who would do better in each or our sport? I think that's still up for debate. I would like to see a bigger sample size, but as of right now, that sample size is really not completely there. So we'll see how that pans out. But then I know that wins is like, what about championships? Indianapolis 500, 5-time championship, IndyCar 4-time championship, Indy Light 4-time, and several rally car 4-time, 3-time championships. So let's not say that the Andretti family name is not competitive in motorsports. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. I do agree we need it. Hey, facts, we need an Africa GP. We do need an Africa GP. I am glad you said that. We do, Dave. That is a very big fact. We need an African GP, like for real. Like that needs to happen. Like that does need to happen. And honestly, on some even bigger list of hopes and dreams, what about an African Formula One driver? Listen, those things matter in the sport that we're talking about is supposed to represent the world. Those things matter. Like having these races, although I know that we have the debates about certain races being held in places that definitely are not great when it comes to human rights. And I made several videos about those, especially when we were going to Saudi. I made the video about what happened to that young woman, and it happens to many young women over there. There are things that need to be addressed, but this is how I think Formula One need to take on some of the attributes of XE. XE goes into a racing site to highlight things that are going on there that they want to improve. Formula One needs to kind of take that. And I'm going to tell you right now, there is a team that is taking steps toward highlighting places and foundations that are doing great work. All right. Just understand that there's a team that's highlighting places and foundations that are doing great work in the community and the world. Just think about it. All right. So just saying, certain things, certain people could be a part of that. You're going to start seeing little steps here and there. And the next thing you know, it's going to be here before you know it. All right. So it just definitely thinks we're going to see what could happen with all of that. And I just think I think Andretti 82 driving a McLaren Formula One car from 2013 has and needs the opportunity to enter the sport. I mean, there's been a time where I think we had like 3 new entrants and they did garbage, but they were there. And I honestly think the sweet spot for the grid should be 12 teams. Like, I think 12 teams is solid. 12 teams is solid to me. Of course, with the separation of AlphaTauri from Red Bull as well and make a separate team, I think that's solid. So don't forget right now as well, the matter of fact, let me see if I could possibly bring it up and we could talk about that. I can't bring it up, but we'll talk about it. So there's going to be a situation, a lot going on this season with given the championship is already clinched with a handful of races left. I would encourage you. We do not know what's going to happen with the cost cap situation, right? We're still waiting. We're hoping the right thing happens. I'm answering this to all people who want to hate on at least people who are trying to at least take an action to be said, heard, or seen. You cannot win if you don't play. And if you think that silence is being loud, you're mistaken. That might work between you and your partner if you're having a disagreement and then you decide to give them the silent treatment and then they acknowledge because you're the only two people in the room. It doesn't work that way on a bigger level. Also, is it a fact? It is true. It's true. I'm going to get big here. It's true that indeed we've seen petitions in Formula One and the FIA haven't paid attention to it. Does that mean that you stop? Does that mean that you stop trying? Does that mean that you give up? All right, and there are other options out there as well too, right? Hit them in the pocket. Well, if there's a groundswell of a petition, a groundswell of people who are not in agreement with this, and then we have people that are already in disarray with the sport that said they're not even watching the sport after 2021. You don't think they felt a decrease from that? So if there's a groundswell of a petition and then a blogger or a reputable content creator or maybe even journalist site picks it up and makes mention of it, and then those people mention it and maybe some more people sign, and then maybe more people say, you know what, this is really distasteful what FIA is doing. Like, is this the way the sport's going to go? Well, I don't want to be a part of it. It's called do something or stand for nothing, right? And like Malcolm X said, listen, if you'll stand for anything, you'll fall for everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't say just quit. So yes, Wolfpack chose to put a vessel where the energy can be focused, and hopefully if it gets big enough, it will be recognized and people will understand that Formula One spectators and fans of all generations, all years, all countries, all races, all sex, everybody who's in the sport are not liking what we're doing. They're not liking these actions. They don't like cheating in the motorsports. They don't like the fact that they're clearly seeing us make one decision here and then we make another decision here that's the same type of situation. It's only different drivers or different teams. They're not liking it. How far do we want to push the envelope before we lose our market, before we lose our Formula One fans? I literally have Formula One fans that have been watching the sport for 20 years plus, and they tell me in the comment section, Wolfpack, you're right. I'm tired of it. It doesn't matter. Strip away team colors, strip away driver names. It's about the overall integrity of the sport. All right. And I'm going to say that. And if I'm asked about it, I'm going to say that there. It doesn't matter. It's about the overall integrity of the sport. You're going to get all types of other people in here. They're going to say silly things. Ignore it. Trust me. They do little or do nothing but that's what they do. So we'll see what happens. I think Andretti needs an opportunity. I think he deserves an opportunity. I would like to see what you all think. And I'm going to put a poll in the chat. Don't dance on it. Just vote on it. And I got to go buy some shoes. I want to know right now, poll in the chat, don't dance on it, just vote on it. Should Andretti be allowed in F1? That's what I want to know. Do you think so? Or do you think no? Do you think so or you think no? Because I think so. I think that is exactly what he should be. And by the way, congratulations to our new member joining this channel. Also, I hope you all saw the new family member post. If you haven't, all family members, if you haven't went over there and welcomed those new family members, you should. Please do. They'll be involved with us. We had Kirk, who was a new family member. He joined us. ED joined us. They were new family members in our last meeting. And although they weren't there at the beginning and didn't fully understand everything was going on, they still were able to listen in, chip in, and also say what they wanted to say. And I'm always welcome as new family members come in. We just catch them up. You know, it's always going to be an open door policy when we're in our meetings. It's a round table. There are no edges. Nobody has the edge on anybody. It's a round table. We're talking about things we're going to do. We're talking about decisions we got to make, like we talked about the other day. And those meetings are important. And I really appreciate that the family looks at it as, yo, what are we going to do for the full face value of the platform and us? It's like as a whole. That's why I love my community. Right? We can have these conversations. We can be involved in these things. And they know that I'm going to do what's right. I stand on my word. Face value, face card ain't no joke. I'm telling you, my credit's up. So real talk. I really appreciate everybody. I knew we was going to get these damn pornographic scams soon. I was just waiting for them to come in. They are very adamant. Like, how do we report them and they're still here? I don't even know how this happens. Thank you very much, Sylvia, for taking care of that. Sylvia Wick, you see she's quick with that stick. She'll pull it out on you real quick. Troll alert. Troll alert. Hey, Akondu said we got a troll alert. We got a troll in here, y'all. Don't worry about them. Small things to the giants. Answer small. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's what I wanted to say. Also, like I said, I will be in COTA I will be there for the Texas GP. If you happen to be there, maybe you see me at one of the places that I'll announce where I am. There's going to be groups running around. I also will be linking up with Bryson. Hopefully, I'll link up with Bryson there. I know we talked already trying to do that. Galacticus FIA was quick to kick out Mazepin. Now they slow. Hey, you know what? On that note, Galacticus, let's also talk about something else. Now, I know it came to be that Uralkali, the Mazepin family actually had some connection with Putin. But outside of that, I didn't agree with Haas utilizing that to get rid of Mazepin. If they were going to get rid of Mazepin, they should have just got rid of him full face value. Like, bro, you're a shit driver. You're not good. You're not doing us any favors. Your dad and you are coming in here whining and crying about the cars are different when they're not. I mean, they're not the greatest cars on the grid, but there's by no means we're giving Mick a better car than you. Stop the plan, okay? Mazepin just wasn't a good driver. They utilized that to get rid of him. But what Galactic is saying, true, you move real heavy on that to remove an entire driver from the sport, utilizing the situation, of course, which is a very big situation, not the one to be taken lightly. You move quick on Latifi on his move over on Zhou, yet you did nothing about Max Verstappen when he clearly moved over and put Lando off track. You move quickly within cooldown room period time to go ahead and penalize Charles from clipping a corner and move him back, which gave Max a championship sooner than he would have got it. He was going to get it anyway. Let's just keep it real. But still, they've made and done a lot of questionable things. No, Automain Teddy! Dutch paper reporting FIA still talks with Red Bull Racing over Newey's salary. Why are they talking? For what? No, you know what they talking. If the FIA talking, they lying. You know it. You know that's what's going on. It's a damn shame, but that's the truth. All this talk for what? You know, what are we waiting for? It's just crazy to me right now. And I'm going to have the live on that. I'm probably going to wait till I get to Texas to open up the live and the big conversation on that, because that's going to be a big one. I've really been trying to wait for some of the developments to come out a bit more so we can have a little bit more to talk about and digest. But it's just like all this backhand, wait. What are we waiting for? Really, why didn't you even release the speculated number? Like, that's a number that you literally concrete found through an equation. It's not speculated. That's the number. Now, whether they're going to take that number and say it's affiliated to something else, but is this what we're really doing? Is the FIA teaching or treating Red Bull Racing like they in home ec class? Like we're going to show you how you should have cooked. You didn't cook the books just right. Come on, Helma. Come on, Horner. Let's show you how to really do it. You didn't have the temperature right. You didn't add the right cinnamon. You didn't add the right nutmeg. You didn't have enough eggs. We'll show you how to cook. You see, I had a potential financial book on hand, the cookbook, the Red Bull Racing cooking book. That's what they got. Dave, for everyone sharing the petition, thank you. Big shout out. And Dave, thank you for mentioning that. Dab to you. Big shout out to everybody sharing the petition, that signed the petition. Please also keep in mind, change.org is doing the donation thing. Wolfpack does not see any of those donations. Change.org adds the donation, and that's how they fund their platform. It is not mandatory that you donate. You can also just share, but that is something they do so that they can still stay up and running, because they don't charge platforms like myself and other bigger platforms, or just people, period, that want to start a petition for the good of something or the favor or something. Because I can imagine that not all petitions are probably for something that are very good for the human nature indeed. But I guess I don't know if they're biased about that or if they do checks about it, but I hope they do. I hope they wouldn't hold any type of heinous or destructive petitions, but you know how the world can be today. But yeah, big shout out to everybody sharing that, signing that, reposting that, retweeting that, putting it on different platforms. Big shout out to Mary Beanie and Dave. They've been hard at work, talking about Will Smith, talking about FIA, talking about all types of stars and celebrities they've been posting on. It's about the notion and the gesture and the actions. We're not sure of the outcome. That's facts. Andy Page, if you can change one thing in F1, what is it? Okay. I like that. First question to me like that by via chat. Big ups, Andy. Okay, I got you. If I could change one thing, if I could change one thing in Formula One, what what would it be? If I could change one thing in Formula One, it would be the course and the opportunity and availability for women to have a direct path to compete and show themselves, show their potential and their talent in the feeder series leading to Formula One, to get a valid opportunity to potentially be in Formula One. And that has not been done yet. Okay. The W series is like within the brand of that, but there's no really direct link. So I think there needs to be some protocols or processes in place to give them a fair footing. And if a competitor or a driver, I'm not even just saying women, because we've seen men in here that definitely don't belong in Formula One. Mazepin was one. Giovinazzi may be another one, even though he's talking about coming back. I mean, Latifi's another one. So don't tell me that it's just because they're a woman. Those guys sucked, and we know it. And they got time and opportunity after opportunity. And why did they get it? Not because of their pace, not because of their competitive spirit, not because of their outcome, not because of their success, because they really didn't have any. They got it because it's a paid seat. Michael Latifi offers $6 million worth of credit to Williams, $20 million of credit to a line of credit of $6 million, $20 million as a loan. It's a paid seat. It's a paid seat. Mazepin got his seat because his dad came in with like $20 million plus for the VF22 for Haas. It's a paid seat. Schumacher, Mick really ain't even doing his thing that great, honestly, but he's got a namesake. Paid seat, okay? Come on now. You mean to tell me those opportunities and we can't give women a fair opportunity? We're not talking about a sport where you impose your physical will on another being. We're talking about the ability to control, understand strategy, deploy cars, understand where you need to be with the car, and to be competitive spirit. Don't tell me that Jamie Chadwick is not one. Don't tell me that. There are several other women in the W Series that are competitive. Now, you need to give them the opportunity, and if they do not make it, then okay. Hey, they gave them the shot, a real legitimate shot, not one with conditions and stipulations, a real legitimate shot. I want to see women from the W Series in testing coming up season at the testing tracks being able to drive in these cars, period. I mean, this season alone, Formula One teams are supposed to give other drivers the opportunity to drive in practice sessions, just like Nick DeVries got, right? Why not Jamie Chadwick? Logan Sargent is supposed to get one at COTA, I believe. He's supposed to be driving for Williams, if that's still on the record. Why not Jamie? She's champion in her sport, and people want to water it down, whatever. She is where she is. She competed where she is. She won the championship where she is. Did Mazepin? Has Latifi? Giovinazzi? Mick Schumacher? Have they? No, they haven't. So, Andy, if that's one thing I would change, that is what it would be. Good question, by the way. Galacticus, Red Bull Racing made pumpkin pie instead of sweet potato. Ooh, hey, don't confuse the two, Galacticus. Tell them, Galacticus, there's a difference. It's a difference. Who else we got down here? Let me see. Then I gotta go. Let me see. What else we got? All right, so yeah, that's it. So like I said, Wolfpack will be at COTA. I'm gonna try to pack up some things, just a few keychains, maybe a few bags. There will be no VIP boxes there. Only only people on the super chat and in the family that participate in the channel get that type of give back, because they give that type of love. So I like to give them the same love and energy back. That's why I made the VIP box. So those points still will count. When I go live there, those points still will count. When I get back, I'll just add them up into the matrix. New names have been added to the matrix consistently. Your points matter, no matter if it's $1 or $2. I put you into the matrix and keep track of you from there. Every weekend, I go in, download the sheet, upload the numbers. And remember, if it's $1.99, I round it up to $2. If it's $1.99 that you contribute, I round it up to $200. If it's like $1.85, I round it to $1.90. Like, I round up all the time to try to give you all a bit more footing on that. So yes, definitely. Also, I believe I have one more purple collection left. Once that purple collection is gone, tier 2, right now we have Messaker, who is a tier 2 member. We have Nall, who is a tier 2 member. And we have Sylvia, who is a tier 2 member. They got the purple collection bags. There's one more. Once that's gone, I'm going to start the orange collection. Okay, I'm probably going to go to the orange collection, and that will be McLaren based. And that will have McLaren merch in it. It will be orange. The hats will be made. The shirts will be made. All of that stuff, so that goes into that. So we're going to be doing a lot of things like that. So the purple collection is almost gone. The next person that reaches tier 2 will be awarded that. Like I said, we have several people on the precipice of getting the tier 1 box. All right. They're not far away. And we're going to see if they reach that before the end of the season. Also, the points for those who have not reached tier 1, don't be worried about going into next season and having to start over. It will roll over. Okay. The points will roll over for you. So you won't lose your points going into tier 1. You will be able to still accomplish that with what you have done this season into next. I'm not going to do you dirty like that. I'm going to keep you up. All right. So listen, I am getting ready to go get my shoe game because I want to make sure when I'm walking around, I'm very, very comfortable. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get packed up. I'm going to get some equipment together. Like I said, I'm going to be on a flight to Texas, going to COTA, the GP. I will probably be there sporadically throughout the week. I'm not sure if I'm going to be on site for practice. I may be qualifying. I got to see how I'm going to go because I still want to do quality kickback, but I want to do it differently there. So I'm going to go and try to see if there's a spot there where I can post up and we can do it from actually COTA. And then I will do finale lap just as regular after the race. The only thing is, if there's not an area where I can go and sit and do finale lap live there, then you will have to wait until I get back to my room, and then I will do finale lap live there. So there might be a little delay between the end of the race. Unlike usual, we're like 5-10 minutes right after the race we're on. It might be an hour, 2 hours after that because traffic, all this other stuff, travel, getting back up, getting set up. But we still will do rollover points, right? We still will do finale lap that day, only I will be at the race when it's happening. So I'm going to be doing all types of content and little small live posts while I'm there, just to keep you all abreast and just stay connected with you all and share that experience with y'all as I go back there. So we should have a good time. Mary B, keep the purple for me. Hey, I got you. If it don't happen, we'll see what we can do, Mary. You know what I'm saying? X Tracks, sorry I missed this, just finished work. Then you was doing what you had to do, X Tracks. You was doing what you had to do, bro. You ain't got to apologize for that. Big ups to you. Working on the real. By the way, big shout out. Damn, what's his name? I forgot his name. I think it might have been a Condu. Big shout out to somebody who was having exams last week. They passed their exams. Congratulations to you. Schoolwork is important, especially if you're in it. Get that degree. I'm wishing you the best with your degree and whatever else you're going to do. A big shout out. They passed their exams. They did well on their exams, so shouting them out. Dodge Man, see you there. Air Max 95, Dodge Man. If you're going to be there, you need to make sure you hit me. You need to make sure you hit me so we can meet in the flesh, bro. Dodge Man, hit me. Hit me up. This is last minute for me, of course, due to certain developments. So that's the important and awesome thing. Dave, give me purple. That's only going to be in the purple collection, man, when it happens. So if it ain't in the purple collection, you know what I'm saying, it won't happen. I hear you, though, Dave. I hear you. So it will have to be another collection. Like once the purple collection is gone, it'll be another collection. So I might do the orange collection, then I'll cycle back and probably do a collection that might involve Hamilton. It might involve a Ferrari driver. It might do something. We're going to spread the love around on the big tier 2 collections when they come across, but they are limited, and then they'll change. And then we'll have like 4 in there. And then once those 4 are gone, I'm going to change it again and we'll have 4 in there. So it's going to be different. We're going to keep switching it up. The tier 2 will never be static. It will always be limited. So if you get the limited version, the limited tier 1, the first tier 2 that came out was the purple collection. And that includes, the purple hat, like I got on, the purple shirt, it gives you the purple bag, the blue bag representing the fin, gives you the purple, the Brazil Lewis Hamilton hat, the 2 driver cars, the keychain, and the gold Wolfpack, the Wolfpack coin, which I changed it up. Actually, Sylvia got the most recent variation of the tier 2 coin, and if she does a post to share it all with you, it's dope. The tier 2 damn coin is dope. The new one is dope. All right. She's got the new version. Titanium got used up. It was gone. Something unfortunately happened with the titanium I purchased. I'm not going to go into that situation as a whole. It bit my ass. But ask Sylvia if she'll post her tier 2 coin. Trust me, I took it up another level. It's dope. All right. So those coins also may change, but those also may be limited because it says tier 2 on there, but it also may be limited, and it may change in correlation with the color of the tier 2 packages. So we're gonna have a good time. What you're going to COTA Dodge, man, that's what I'm saying. Jay Starship, what's up? Your boy Wolfpack will be in COTA. If you are there, hit me up. I will make posts letting people know where I am at certain times of the day, depending on what I'm doing. If I have a moment where I am somewhere and I can kind of have a free moment to just chop it up with people, I want to do that. I want to meet you in person. So how do you become a member? Well, if you go in this description, even in this chat, there's a members link. You can copy that link or hit that hyperlink, or you can go to the main page. Now, if you're on a phone, then what you need to do is hit the link that's in the description of this video, and it'll take you there. It's a little bit different when you're operating from smartphone. If you're on laptop or PC, you can just clearly go to the YouTube homepage, hit the join button, and go through the process, and then you in there. Somebody joined already within this live chat, and that person that joined earlier was who? Can I see it? I can't see him right now, but that person joined earlier. So just know that you can join while we're in a live stream. So keep that in mind as well. And definitely, like I said, hit that button and it'll sign you right up. 92% of you all said that yes, let Andretti in the Formula One, and I am in favor of that. No doubt. All facts. Who we got right here? Super chat from Wildcat, what's up? I'm coming for that purple VIP. Laid down the smoke in my league race last night. Ooh, finished 20 seconds clear of second place at Hungary. Now hey, big shout out to the Wildcat. Let me give you that dab. Big ups on the win, on the dub. Big ups for that. Yo, congratulations. See how that goes, man. I like that. I like seeing that. I like when people are competitive. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. So we're going to get in. What's up, DP Auto? I think that right there might be, that's our new member right there. They got access to the custom emojis, which I'm going to put on. I've asked you all, and I'll put another poll up. We got all kinds of emojis in here. I'm going to put another poll up. We got a McLaren emoji. We got the dab. We got the tires. We got the golders. We got the merch. We got all types of custom emojis. There are going to be more emojis, except you all, the members, are going to decide what type of emoji it's going to be, and then I'll make it. So it'll be, if you want it to be car inspired, if it's going to be Formula One, do you want it to be like a air gun, a tool gun? What do you want? I'll put the post up, and in the members group, if you're not a member, you won't see it and you won't have access to it. But if you are a member, it's going to be time for you all to kind of decide on that. Also, I will check the post as far as the Discord group is concerned. Dodgeman says no cell service at COTA, too many people. Damn, Dodgeman already let me know. Damn, Dodge, man. That sucks. I hope they got some type of Wi-Fi somewhere. Shit, that's exactly why I'm going to be there to kind of scout things out and see what's up. It'd be too many people in the area. That cell tower would be like, I can't handle it. So anyway, big shout out to everybody that joined on the live. Yes, let Andretti in. How it's going to be, I don't know. Porsche, if you're out there and you're listening, go holler at Andretti. Williams, Haas, AlphaTauri, consider separating yourself so you can actually be a real separate team. Andretti, I'm wishing you a big shout out. And Andretti 82, his last GP was in Vegas 82. He's healthy, he's knowledgeable, he's experienced, he's aware, and he's able, and he's ready. There needs to be some type of groundswell for Andretti to get in Formula One. I would love to see at least 2 new teams on the grid to compete and see how that pans out. So we'll see what happens. Also, me and Bryce had a conversation about that, so I'll post some of that as well. You all be safe. I'm going to see you even later on this week. I'm going live, but I'll see you in Texas for the race week. Peace.